Hi y'all. All right, we're back with part two here, and as you can see, got the bumper on the ground. This is the old one. This is the one that is, it's got some problems. It's got some issues. I had to cut off the bottom bolts right there, and then this one right here, I had to cut all of these off. So yeah, which I'm really happy I was able to go ahead and just cut them off and get it done and over with. Yeah, this one of them right here. What's funny about this one is I had to cut this little part off. It's one of these little bolts like this. I had to cut it off over here so the grinder, angle grinder, could come over here and cut on that, which left this little bit of a nut. And then so I was like, I wonder if I can put a socket on that and take it off. So I did, and it worked. Got it to come on right on off. But yeah, so you can see the level of corrosion on that. It's pretty severe. I did get it to turn a little bit, but I was like, I'm not going to fight with that for hours. There's no reason. I've got plenty of hardware and plenty of nuts and bolts I can, So this one over here, I cut this one off over here, and yeah, ooh, still a little warm. Anyway, yeah, that one's still a little warm. Here's the washer from it. So anyway, okay. So I gotta get this one out. I cut the head off, and this is still staying there. So gotta get that out. This shows you just how bad this fender is. When I shut the hood right here, the gap on the hood, between the hood and the fender, is so, it starts out fine up here, but then it gets down here and it's really tight and it's been rubbing. And if you look, there's like some surface imperfections here where the Bondo they threw in here is coming undone, basically. Basically, there's rust developing behind the Bondo up here on the fender. But you can also see this little bit of Bondo that they plop and just plopped it right there on that bracket, bumper bracket. Yeah, it was basically that was done cheap, quick, get it out the door. Yeah. So I gotta get these horns off right here. I gotta get this bumper bracket off too, because this one is, I've got this one on the other bumper in there, on the new bumper. New to me anyway. Yeah. I think that's twisted a little bit. So, maybe. All right. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to start finding. I might be able to reuse the hardware that came out of these upper holes right there. But whatever the case may be, I've got some other hardware I can put in the rest of it. So, and I'm going to get those crappy horns off too. They gotta go. So, which I think they still work too. So, let's see. Let me set y'all up here. I'll push the horn button, and let's see. Let's zoom in here a little bit. That's the body mount. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There's the horns. Let's see. Yeah, they still work. It's pretty amazing. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, that one's unplugged. Let's see if they still work. Or if they sound different. Maybe that outside one wasn't working after all. So that inside one was doing all the work. Yeah, this outside one, it's left the chat, as they say. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get that bolt out back there in the bracket for that fender brace and get that out and get that started. And yeah, hopefully I can get that out of there without a whole lot of drama. Hopefully. So okay. Fortunately, I can push down on this one, but I may need a cheater pipe. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to get a cheater pipe for this one. I'll be right back. Or a bigger ratchet. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay, well, broke that bolt off. Yep. Alrighty, well, I got that out of the way. I'll have to get that. There's a zip nut in there that's going to be a problem. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see the in there. See that little sheet metal deal right there. That's, I'm gonna have to get that out of there. That's not too bad, but that's what happens sometimes. Anyway, rusty old stuff, you know, sometimes you gotta go in there and you gotta do this. All right, I'm going to get these wires disconnected from this, and I'm going to work on that little speed nut, and that's what that's called, by the way. And I'm going to get that off, get that. All right, be right back. Okay, got a pry bar. We're going to get that speed nut right off there. Okay. Although my camera wants to focus on everything but that. Okay. Man. Alright, so yeah. Just get your pry bar. Yep, and pry down, and that's it. Now I just got to get another one of those speed nuts, or just go without the bracket for a day or two until I get one, which may be an option. May have to be an option. So, all right, I'm gonna get some more tools and get these wires disconnected from this bracket. Be right back. Okay, y'all, got some of the hardware here that I'm going to use on the bumper. How do you get the bumper bolts cleaned up? Yeah, it's no bumper bolts. The bolts that holds the bumpers on is notorious for getting seized and having to cut them off just like that one up there. But what I did, I'll show you what I did, but this is working so much better. Look at that. I just grabbed this nut up just by random, okay? I'll show you what I do, okay? Pass this along to you. I've shown this before, but it's a really good idea, and it's easy to do. Especially if you don't have a bench mounted, you don't have a bench grinder or something like that, but you got a vise, and you got a drill, and you got a wire wheel. You put your wire wheel in your drill, and then you go plug up your drill. Now I'm using a corded drill. I was using a cordless one, but then the battery went dead because, well, it was getting weak. And then all you do is you just set your drill up like that, okay? Take your bolt, clamp it into something like that. And then there you go, all nice and clean. Yeah, all nice and clean. Do be sure to wear some eye protection. The wires coming off of that, you don't want them in your eye. That would hurt tremendously. Okay. Now, something else I want to talk about real quick here. Factory hardware. God, just, unbelievably better than a lot of your stuff you buy like in auto parts stores or hardware stores or stuff like that. Factory hardware trumps the stuff from the hardware store or from auto parts stores by a long ways. So if you're going to do this, or you're going to be doing stuff like this, you go to the salvage yard, save the hardware that comes off stuff, okay? You'll be thanking me later. If you can save it, that's the thing. Sometimes you can't. So I'm going to, now also too, another little thing real quick. Some hardware is made like this. Some of the nuts, if you pay attention here, they are, if you notice, this is not perfectly round in the middle. It is oval shaped. And it's like that. That's a self-locking nut. Okay? So, just a little something to remember. Now, I'm going to be using the non-self-locking nuts. This bolt already has the two lower bolts. This bumper has two lower bolts in it. Okay? I've masked them off, so hopefully that won't be too much of a hassle there. And I'm going to use some anti-seize, of course. I think it would be foolish to go back and not use some anti-seize. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. So, in the meantime, I'm going to get some lights out here. My daylight's starting to go away. Probably got this done sooner, but I had a little family thing I had to take care of real quick. So that's the way it goes. Family comes first. So that's what you do. So let's see. Let's see. I know know these three are for the bumper, for the back bumper. And then these round or carriage head bolts, that's what these are called. These are for the front bumper. This one I'm not sure, but I cleaned it up anyway, and yeah, maybe I can get to use it. Okay, so all right, set them up here, and I'm gonna drag this old bumper out of the way, go get the new bumper, set it up here, and let's get busy. Be right back. All right, we're back, and I've got the new bumper sitting up here on it. And when you're working with these carriage head bolts, there's something really important you got to remember, and that is that they have this square hex on the back, okay? That fits into the bumper. There's a square place cut in the bumper just for that. And you got to keep that hex in that square or you cannot tighten the bolt up. I'm trying to get you all so you can see. But let's see. It's rather difficult to see it all, but you see the square right there in the bumper? Okay, the bolt fits in that square. Okay, that's what I gotta do. Okay, so, and I'm gonna do this in such a way that this cover is not easily removable or easy to put back on either. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and show you a little bit more later. Okay, y'all, I'm back. We got it bolted down. I've got one more bolt to tighten down. You know, you can see. Now I would show you these upper bolts up here, but they're really hard to see, but they are tight. So you've got these, the hardware on this takes an 18mm socket. Alright, so yeah, that's an 18mm nut. Okay, as you can see the black in there, that's where I painted it all. Yeah, so alright, so now I'm going to get this one over here. It's a little bit of a booger to get to, but it's not horrifically bad. So I just gotta lift this up a little bit. You can see the head of the bolt, or the back of it. I just gotta reach in there with my ratchet and tighten it down. That'll be it. So, all right. Pretty straightforward, really. It's just, you know, you get bolts that want to seize up on you and stuff like that, and so you got to do something, and I did what I had to do. Okay, so, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to be doing the back bumper before too much longer, maybe another day or two, if the weather holds out and it's pretty decent. That's the big thing, is that today it was really, really nice out here, so I got out here and made use of it. We've had, here in East Tennessee, we've had a whole lot of just really crappy, cold weather, and I mean down in the single digits sometimes. So, and that's been the past week or two. Yeah, so not a fun time to deal with that. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask. And as always, you know, God bless. And if you have any further questions, feel free to ask. Dang it, I already said that. But be sure to check and see if you are subscribed. YouTube likes to unsubscribe people. Be sure to check that, especially if you haven't watched a video in a while. Also, I've got a lot of other stuff coming up, so pay attention. There's going to be a lot coming on. And when the weather gets nicer, I do a lot more. All right. Thank you very much. God bless. Have a great one.